Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. It's a beautiful Sunday. We're looking forward to seeing you services all this weekend. I'm going to teach you on what kind of man Paul was as we close out his second world evangelistic tour, and he comes back home to the city of Antioch. Some tremendous truth. We'll look forward to seeing you in services. But right now, I want us to go back to the book of Proverbs chapter 4. We haven't been there for a while, but let's look in Proverbs chapter 4, beginning with verse 1. Listen, my son, to a father's instruction. Pay attention and gain understanding. I will give you sound learning, so do not forsake my teaching. When I was a boy in my father's house, still tender, and the only child of my mother, he taught me, and said, lay hold of my words with all your heart, keep my commands, and you will live. Solomon said, son, listen to me. Listen to a father's instruction. A father's instruction is going to be different than a mother's instruction. Listen to your father's instruction. Yes, listen to your mother. We'll see that in other passages, but listen to your father's instruction. He said, son, when I was the only son of my mother, the only son of Bathsheba, my father, from the time I was little, my father taught me. Now, sometimes we look at King David's life, and all we focus on is one short season of his life where he really, really messed up. Okay, yes, please, we take nothing away from his mess up. Yes, he was a peeping Tom. Yes, he committed adultery. Yes, he murdered a man to cover up his sexual immorality. Yes, this was a short, brutal season of sin in his life. But for the rest of his life, God said, this is a man after my own heart. David was a good man. He had one bad mess up in life, but David was a good man. And David was a good father. David, when his son was still tender, still just a little boy, and the only child of my mother, he taught me. Fathers, from the time our sons are little, sit down and let them hear a father's instructions. This is one of the greatest things that pains me about the Overseas Workers Program. You come home, you get your wife pregnant, she has a baby while you're gone, you come back, you leave money, you help buy a house, but you're never there as that boy is growing up learning how to be a man, hearing his father's instructions. He learns how to be a man from listening to other boys at school who don't know any more than he does. His older sisters than his mother is teaching him, but where is the father's instruction? Man, let's stay home and raise our sons and daughters. And fathers, those of you that live at home, when you go home, don't say, when the kid gets bigger and can play basketball, I'll play with him. From the time that boy is little, sit down and let that son hear his father's instruction.